I am super excited to be here today in one piece. I must say it's been an extremely busy day so far, and as I was speeding through the fast lane, don't tell anybody, to see you beautiful people, my stomach started to growl, and I realized I hadn't eaten anything in a few hours. About that time, I glanced across the highway at a billboard showcasing this beautiful cheeseburger. It was juicy, and it had all of these beautiful colors. So I pulled off abruptly, tires screeching, into the drive-thru line, ordered my cheeseburger combo, pulled the pickles and onions, and sped off. I uncrumpled the wrapper and got a whiff of the chemical-infused, trademark-scented burger, and it was really sad, I've got to tell you. And the smashed burger bun frowned at me with its sad, wrinkled face and said, "You are what you eat. Don't be sad, pathetic, crow-footed, flimsy, and fake." My Kim Kardashian cry-face cringe probably didn't look much more attractive than the bun's pitiful countenance. And about the time I mustered up the courage to take my first bite, it was also time to change lanes. And of course, I spilled mustard on my outfit. And you know, the turmeric in the mustard, which is an Indian spice with a beautiful golden hue, is actually extremely nutritious, but it stains badly, trust me, especially when mixed with red number 5 and yellow number 2. After I wolfed down the food-like substances, I started to feel tired and lethargic, and my head started to feel fuzzy, and I didn't feel optimal. But theoretically, if I just ate, I should feel energy, right? Isn't food supposed to fuel human function? I've got to admit, I was skeptical of the probability of receiving a well-balanced meal simply by speaking into a microphone. However, even though my nutritional needs weren't being met, it did meet my need for convenience. I didn't have the time to sit down and stop and just enjoy a quality meal. And I didn't have the option to choose food that is both fast and fueling. What I want is that option, real food as fuel. We TEDies are intelligent people. We know that fast food isn't good for us. We realize that we aren't firing on all cylinders when we aren't getting the nutrients that we need. So why do we eat fast food? Often because we feel like we don't have a choice. Prioritizing productivity often necessitates sacrificing nutrition for the sake of convenience, especially when most fast food proprietors offer either nutrition or convenience, but not both. But what if you and I could have both? What if we could have both nutritional quality and convenience? What if making healthy choices were made easier? What if you could feel renewed after you ate instead of feeling drained? What if your food invested into your energy banks instead of stealing from them? Fast food should make us feel energized after we eat, not drained. But fast food, which is often composed of nothing more than chemicals, flavoring, salt, and sugar, put your metabolism under stress. Our bodies don't know how to digest these modified, processed substances that are so far removed from their original design. It's hormonal chaos, absolute physiological mayhem. So fast food, as the status quo would have it, is spiking your blood sugar levels, subsequently plummeting them to rock bottom, along with your energy levels, which is the last thing you need. Our bodies and our minds and our emotions are all connected. In fact, your brain is physically connected to your digestive system. So what you put into your body is affecting you not only physically, but also spiritually and mentally and emotionally. We need to feel good about the food that we're putting into our bodies. And the food that we're putting into our bodies needs to make us feel good. It's calorie context, not calorie content. So we don't have to strip our food of the nutrients and the flavor in order to save calories. In fact, the food industry as a whole likes to make enemies and then create products that suppress or eliminate those enemies. Fat-free, sugar-free, low-cal. So they say sugar is the enemy, but sugar in its natural state really isn't the enemy. It's the extracted, isolated, and chemically manipulated version of raw sugarcane that is the problem. So they say sugar is bad, here's a product that tastes like sugar, but doesn't have real sugar in it. It's free from the sugar monster. But what they're not telling you is that they're replacing these enemies with vicious villains that are much more harmful. Artificial sweeteners not only don't satisfy your carb cravings, but according to Dr. Mercola, osteopathic physician, they intensify those cravings. So not only are they murdering your brain cells, but they're not even satisfying you. So you're overeating and starving to death at the same time. The arithmetic equation of the food industry should shift from subtraction to addition. We should focus on adding nutrients, not taking them away. Adding value, adding real food instead of man-made food-like substances. Adding this value to your body and adding this value to your life. I wear way too many hats as a crazy busy industrial and organizational psychology grad student, full-time practitioner, amateur chef, and wellness enthusiast. And I have a need to fuel my demanding life. And sometimes eating on the go is inevitable. But as one of those millennials with millions of allergies and metabolic issues and healthy living goals, eating on the go doesn't always meet my needs. It doesn't sustain my highly energetic mind, and it doesn't meet my wellness needs. I live in a pumpkinless pumpkin latte society in which even the salads on the fast food menus are packed with refined sugar and chemicals, and even the healthy menu items aren't nutritionally diverse enough to be sustainable, so you feel hungry 5 minutes later. I'm an overloaded grad student in the early phases of building my career, but you may be a hardworking single parent or a midnight oil burner just trying to make ends meet. Or a high-power executive with 14-hour workdays. Blue collar, white collar, or t-shirt, our common thread is that we are all working to execute our goals. And in order to reach our destination and beyond, we need real food as fuel. A fire red Lamborghini Aventador with white race stripes, a V12 engine, and a 7-speed transmission darting 217 miles per hour through a racetrack isn't going to make a pit stop and fill up with this diluted gasoline-like substance. It's going to fuel with a highly concentrated, top-notch, premium gasoline. You are a supercar, and you need super fuel. Lightning speed is how you roll. You've got to fuel somehow. What if you could take hold of the steering wheel and shift toward choosing the road less traveled at your convenience? What if my problem and the problems of numerous other industrious scholars, practitioners, and wellness advocates were solved with a revolutionized fast food industry? As a consumer, I believe in using superfood to create a super you. As an industrial and organizational psychologist, I recognize food as not only a basic human need, but also as a primary source to fuel energy, the ability to work. As an occupational health psychologist, I advocate frequent energy-rich meals as they sustain high performance, stocking your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual energy banks. I imagine this mindset as shifting from novel to the new normal. I imagine a brief pit stop as being all it takes to feed my future family a well-balanced meal. What if I could uncrumple that wrapper and get a whiff of real beef and crunch into spinach that is free from chemical alteration and sink my teeth into a vine-ripe tomato? Food proprietors should ask themselves, how simple and real can we provide this product to the consumer at their convenience? How processed and chemically manipulated does this really have to be? Does this sauce really need 35 ingredients? I'm thankful to live in such a developed society that is so technologically advanced that it has offered us food at the fast-paced speed of our culture, and has even been able to change the chemistry of food. But the same industrialized advancements that are saving lives in the world of medicine are in another realm killing them. Change is only positive when it produces results that are better than the original. The best way to fuel is to eat real food. Refill with what you're made of, the supernatural substance of the earth. Let the entree empower you. Let its energy reawaken you. Eat real food and feel the fuel.